Hello, this is Brandon Wilmington from the Left Turn Network, and welcome back to another Lumen Stock Car Invitational Series race. In fact, we've got two of them on the docket here tonight. It is the Daytona Duels here for the Lumen 500, where we will decide once and for all who will be racing in the big race on Thursday and who will be headed home early. Once again, I am joined by Darian Arnsdorf today, and Darian, you know what they say about the duels? They say that one duel is crazy and one is calm. What are we thinking? Which duel do we think is going to be the crazy one?
Well, you look at the drivers in Duel 1, you definitely see some crazy drivers, I feel like, But when you go look in Duel 2 as well, you've also got some drivers who might be a little more desperate than others compared to Duel number 1. It's definitely possible that we could see both duels we could see both be crazy. You never really know when you come here to Daytona, and with these races being 20 laps each, it's going to be a sprint to the finish, so it's really no telling how we're going to end up here.
Yeah, no pit stops to worry about, just a straight shot to the end for the 20 laps here in both of the duels. And we've got a lot of drivers who have locked their way into the race, whether it be through owner points or through starting on the front row through single car qualifying. So we know they might not necessarily want to try to win this race, especially since there's no points given out, unlike the real duels. But there's a lot of drivers who are going to be desperate to make this race. A lot of part-timers, especially in this duel. We saw how they were very impressive in qualifying, maybe trying to put it in qualifying trim to get a good qualifying run in the single cars in case that past champion's provisional spot frees up. But Darian, is there anyone in particular that you're looking at who might try and work their way towards the front and get themselves a spot in the race?
If I'm looking at like Duel 1 specifically here, I'm looking at someone like Simon Lawrence, and I know he's starting in 11th here, but that team has been a struggling team as of late, that number 10 car. So it would be nice to see them do well. Another one I'm looking at is Latanya Gray, obviously, in the number 14. No owner's points on that 14 car, so it's very important that she goes up there and has a good race here tonight. It's desperately needed, and she needs to finish well to make it to the Lumen 500. And I'm also looking at Martin Swain as well in the 23rd spot to start this one. That 20 car was not good in qualifying. I remember that. And maybe they put it all on race trim. They're gonna have to hope they're right and put it all on race trim because they need that 20 car to wake up here in this one today.
Well, let's get to your starting grid here in duel number 1. And on the front row, you got the 12 of Paula Sigua, your pole sitter for the Lumen 500. She is locked into the race based on that, and that is a very good thing because she did not have very much owner points considering that 12 only ran one race. So she won't have to worry about the duel at all. And alongside her is the number 80 car of Isabella Fitzmaurice, who won her duel last year, looking for 2 in a row. One of the best super speedway racers we've got, especially out of the part-time group. Row number 2 is the 81 of Jack Gino and the 36 of Ashley Blake. Row number 3 is Bridget Brousseau in the 52 and the 39 of Laken Herndon. Blake Everett Motorsports, one of the teams that has all of their cars in this duel, along with Diamond Motorsports, NH Motorsports, and Martin Swain race teams. So look for them to try and link their cars together to try and get an advantage. Vinny Scholes in number 62, alongside the 58 of Joanna Clark in row 4. Then you've got the 2 car of Kobe Hollenbeck, alongside the 79 car of Alina Kim, who is locked into the field based on owner points. Then it's the 10 car of Simon Lawrenson, always good at the big ovals. Alongside him is the 32 car of Kate Summers. Then it's the 57 of Shauna Everett, alongside the 91 of Andrew Kreider in the Hudson Motorsports car. Then it's the 14 of Latanya Gray, alongside the 85 of Charlie McCarran. You've got the 9 car of Duncan Ward alongside the 45 of James Harvin. Then it's the 42 car of Lulu Connie and the 27 of Holly Martin. Tamron Bellinger in row number 11 alongside Jacob Lopez. And rounding out the field is JT Boyd in the 77 and the 20 car of Martin Swain. Now, this is going to be a 20-lap race, no pit stops, like we said before. And it'll be very chaotic. We're going to have to see who ends up making the race and who ends up going home. And this is going to set the precedent for duel number 2. There might be some drivers that are kind of on the edge, kind of borderline, that are going to have to sweat it through duel 2 as well. But we'll see how that goes when we get to it.
Drivers, start your engines.
And the field will roll off the backstretch here at Daytona. And Darian, you know what question's coming. Who do you think is going to take the victory in duel number 1?
Oh man, I mean, when you look at who's up front here, it's hard to bet against the two on the front row here. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. I'm genuinely looking at both Paula Sasiqua and Isabella Fitzmaurice. Fitzmaurice has always been so good here on the plate tracks, and Sasiqua, she's just been incredible everywhere she's gone. No matter what she's doing, she's been up front. It's hard to bet against both of them here today, I feel.
Interesting choices. I mean, we don't usually consider Paula Sasiqua and Isabella Fitzmaurice to winning races in LSCI, but that's just what the Lumen 500 brings sometimes. You've got the chaos, you've got the one-off drivers, the part-timers showing up. They definitely showed up in qualifying. We'll see if they can show up in the race as well. Pace car will pull off. It will be Sasiqua and Fitzmaurice leading them to the green flag, and we are underway here for duel number 1. We are racing at Daytona. Coming off of turn number 4 to end lap 1, Isabella Fitzmaurice got the push on the outside and was able to take the lead away from Paula Sasiqua. She's being put 3 wide by Bridget Brousseau for second. That 52 is off to an aggressive start to this duel. And like we mentioned before, we're going to scroll that ticker to around the 15th place, and we're thinking about 4 wide. But thankfully, they do not try it. Lap number 2, 4 wide. That's not a place that you want to be at this racetrack. There is not enough room for that. But Vinnie Scholes is going to move her way up into the top 3. And you're already seeing that cycle kind of start here at the start of this race. That's how it goes throughout the first half. Generally, you'll see the bottom lane kind of cycle up to the front. But as the run goes on, you start to see a little bit less of that cycling and start to see the faster cars kind of take charge. But Fitzmaurice has taken charge so far through 2 laps, but Vinnie Scholes, Kobe Hollenbeck, Simon Lawrenson, all good super speedway racers are knocking on her door.
And that was very scary at the start there, almost going 4 wide immediately. We know at Daytona you can't do that. About 90% of the time, you're going to end up wrecked if you go 4 wide. But for the lead, here's Vinnie Scholes on it. Isabella Fitzmaurice has help from Kobe Hollenbeck, but Hollenbeck's going to abandon the 62 and go for the lead himself. He's got help from the 57 of Shauna Everett. You also got the 14 of LaTanya Gray there as well, pushed by Andrew Kreider, and the 45 of James Harvin already up into a decent spot after starting in 18th.
Yeah, LaTanya Gray, Andrew Kreider, 2 cars to watch out for. They don't have any owner points. They're definitely go or go home. They have to finish in the top 15 or else they're going to be out of the Lumen 500. So expect them to be a little bit more aggressive than some of these other cars. I mean, LaTanya Gray's already pretty aggressive on her own, but now the stakes are as high as they can get for her, and she is going to get to second place. She was the underdog driver last year, finished top 10 in the Lumen 500 after few people gave her a chance. And she's going to get that push from Andrew Kreider to try and push for the lead, but they might be pushing 4 wide. She's leaving a bit of a gap on the inside, but it closes back up. And all 24 cars packed together here on lap number 4. I mean, it's anybody's guess who's going to make the race from here. They're 3 wide all throughout the pack. LaTanya Gray is going to try and lead lap number 4. And I don't like how often they've been thinking about 4 wide. This is kind of telling me that they might start to push it a little bit too much towards the end of the race. Andrew Kreider, though, the hometown driver, is going to move into the lead in that Hudson number 91 with the help from James Harvin.
Yeah, they're 3 wide for pretty much the entire field here at Daytona. Only cars that aren't are the 91 and the one at the back. I can't exactly tell who it was. I think that's Lincoln Herndon. But they're 3 wide for every other car. 22 cars, 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, and so on and so forth. It is mayhem here at Daytona in the opening laps of duel number 1.
Yeah, it's looking like the I-95 out here, but Andrew Kreider's taken charge so far. Here comes Tameron Bellinger, who's only made 2 races this season. Wouldn't it be something if this car makes the Lumen 500 after all the struggles they've been through? And they've got the help from Holly Martin and Martin Swain, who started out back. You got a lot of drivers that started out back on the inside lane. And again, that's part of the cycle that you see, especially at the start of these races. Bellinger goes up to the top, and they're going to move back down to cover the bottom as Holly Martin had a run. Top 3 now trying to get out to a single file line. Maybe top 4 if Martin Swain can break free. But Kreider's holding pretty strong in that 91. We know those Hudson Motorsports cars are very good. That is the team that won the Lumen 500 last year with Jake Sidney. So you know they're set up pretty well for race pace. But Holly Martin's going to look to the inside of the 27. We know those Toyotas are fast. We saw a lot of them put up monster lap times in single car qualifying. And only one of them really up here towards the front to start. But this 27 of Holly Martin is really making a run for that lead right now.
She's got the help from Martin Swain as well, going for the race lead. And I mentioned at the start of the show, Martin Swain is someone who needs to have a very good run here in this duel after starting in 23rd. And look at this. Already up to 3rd place, pushing Holly Martin. And now possibly looking for the lead is Martin Swain in the number 20.
Oh.
Gets to the inside, nearly dumps to the 27. But
He
doesn't
couldn't get
go
under.
for it yet. Not yet. But now we have the 50 of Jacob Lopez here. Going for
Duncan
3 wide for
Ward.
second. What the?
Duncan Ward is pushing him in that number 9 car. This is his first LSCI race in the Cup Series, at least. And he is up here inside the top 10. So impressive showing here from Duncan Ward so far. Checking on that transfer battle last time around, Vinny Scholes had the last one. Jack Gino was the first one out. Jack Gino is one of the drivers eligible for the past champions provisional, but he can only get it if both Tim Berry and Kevin DuPont qualify through duel number 2. So if he finishes outside the top 15, he's going to have a very stressful watch of duel number 2. But Holly Martin still out in front in that number 27. She actually had a very good duel. I believe she finished 2nd last year when she was driving for McPickey Motorsports. So, and look at her kind of pulling ahead here. That car is set up very well. But here comes Duncan Ward trying to take 2nd away from Lopez and Swain, 2 veteran drivers of LSCI, and Duncan Ward has taken the fight to him.
Yeah, but Swain got a huge run there out of turn number 2 and into the turn 3. Big run for the 20s on the back bumper of the 27, and they're still 3 wide for a majority of the field. This is just unbelievable stuff to see. Just how often and how close they are together with the 3 wide racing here. And we're only 9 laps complete. We're coming to the cross flags this time by, and there's no signs of them even thinking about slowing down.
Oh, Duncan Ward gets kicked up to the outside. Andrew Kreider, Latanya Gray, and Tameron Bellinger are all up there as well. All those cars need to go if they want to make the field, but they've still got half the race to go. They can definitely recover from that. The other Diamond Motorsports car, Joanna Clark, has found her way up here. Alnita Kim is going to try and put the block on her, and she does. This front 4 trying to pull away, and Paula Sasiqua, the pole sitter, has gone from the front to the back, and now back to the front. In that number 12 car, she's going to drift up into the middle, though, and Lincoln Herndon is going to sneak underneath. Let's check that transfer battle last time by. Kate Summers, or actually I think Jack Gino now, because the 12 is inside the top 15.
Whoa, 4 wide!
Oh, they're 4 wide. That's Ashley Blake, Bridget Brousseau. That's a pair of teammates. Duncan Ward's up on the outside. James Harvin in the middle, and Blake's going to go spinning.
Oh, no, that's a teammate! That's your team owner!
Is that going to cause a caution? It will. So that's good news for Blake. There will be a yellow for that. Brousseau is going to lose a bunch of ground as well. But again, thankfully for them, the caution comes out. Racing back to the line, Holly Martin is going to try and hold off Alnita Kim for the lead, and she will. as she will take the caution in first place, but that was not what Blake Everett Motorsports wanted to see. They already had 2 of their cars DNQ last year, and now 2 of them behind the 8 ball. The 2 that are the worst in owner points of the 3 are well behind now at the halfway point after getting into each other in turn number 2. Oh my goodness.
Oh no! And if both of those cars end up missing the Lumen 500, I don't know if Richard Berchot is gonna have a very pleasant or Friday night afterwards, or even Wednesday night,
Yeah,
because
absolutely. But
that is not good.
well, the good news, though, is again, they've got time to rekindle their differences here and work together to get back up to the front. But I mean, Shauna Everett is back here as well. Blake Everett Motorsports is struggling to start off this duel. Tanya Gray, Isabella Fitzmaurice currently outside of a transfer spot. But again, there's still time for that to change. And it looks like the cars might be considering coming into the pits, but I don't think they should need to. And it looks like they won't. So,
Yeah, no. I feel like
yeah.
at Daytona they only consider it if they need fuel, but this is a 20-lap race. They definitely don't need fuel.
Yeah, absolutely. They can make it to the end. So, oh boy, bit of drama here in duel number 1 as the Blake Everett Motorsports teammates get into each other, pushing 4 wide. That could have been a lot worse, to be fair. Only one car
It really
spinning
could have.
in a 4 wide situation is honestly a miracle. So, I mean, they both still have clean race cars, honestly. So, I mean, that obviously did not go according to plan, but it could have been worse. So, they're still going to have a shot at this when we go back green. We're going to show you a replay of what happened, and then we'll get you back to the restart here in duel number 1. Well, this is an awkward moment for sure as Bridget Brousseau forces it 3 wide on her teammate and partial team owner, Ashley Blake, and sends her spinning off of turn number 2. Not really a place where we see accidents very often, but they were pushing 4 wide a lot in this duel, and it was only a matter of time before something like this happened. Thankfully, no other cars involved in that, and Blake is able to keep rolling after that. No damage to her car either, so that's definitely not ideal for Blake getting sent to the back there, but she's still going to have a chance to make her way into the race. And, that also didn't help Bridget Brousseau as she got slowed down. But again, thankfully, the caution came out for that. Sometimes when a car spins off the track, the game does not throw the yellow for it, as we saw with Simon Lawrence a couple of years ago. But this time it did. And so that was a good break for the 36 and the 52. Obviously, very unfortunate that happened in the first place. And Blake's definitely not going to be happy with her teammate there, especially if it ends up costing her a spot in the race.
Yeah, 4 wide, just never really ends up working here at Daytona, and it's even worse when you got 2 pairs of teammates who are desperate to make it into the biggest race of the year. And Bridget Brousseau, Ashley Blake just get together there. Very unfortunate for both of them. They're going to be sent back here 23rd and 24th on the restart. It's going to be late in the race, but it's not impossible for both of them to make it into this Lumen 500 after all.
Welcome back here at Daytona after a quick caution for a spin off of turn 2 from Ashley Blake. No damage done to her car, as well as everybody else's. We've still got 24 clean cars to fight for their spot in the Lumen 500. It will be 7 laps to go this time by once the pace car peels off. Holly Martin is your race leader. Alnita Kim is in second. Joanna Clark in third. Martin Swain fourth. And Paula Sasikwa in fifth. And currently holding the last transfer spot is the 65 car of Tamarin Bellinger. Notable go or go homers currently out: Isabella Fitzmaurice, Latanya Gray, Lulu Connie, Bridget Brousseau, and I'd say Ashley Blake is in there as well. So they're going to have to get moving in these final 7 laps. Green flag is back in the air for the single file restart. And a good restart there by Holly Martin and Alnita Kim, but you don't want to get out too far because the pack will eat you up once they get to you.
I know Sasikwa on that restart went immediately to the outside. I don't think she wants any part of this battle here at the front. She's already got the pole for Lumen 500. Don't tear up your car in the process. This is a car that can easily win this race, I feel. Don't break it before you have a chance to race on Thursday.
Ooh, Alnina Kim trying to go for the lead, but here comes the push.
Oh
Joanna
my
Clark
goodness.
and Martin Swain, but they get blocked by the 79, and Alnina Kim, another driver that's locked into the race, but she has more to race for because she can improve her starting spot in the Lumen 500. She's going to go to the race lead with Clark and Swain right behind. James Harvin and Jacob Lopez, a pair of teammates, trying to make some moves, and this is good to see for Motor Racing Ventures because their cars struggled in single car qualifying, but it seems like in the pack they're handling quite well, and they've got quite a bit of pace. And in the back, it looks like Lulu Connie and Ashley Blake might be struggling to keep up with the pack, and that could be bad news for them. Right now, the final transfer spot still belongs to the 65, but Fitzmaurice is going to try and take it 3 wide down to the bottom for the 80 car, and it looks like she's going to take at least a transfer spot there. Kate Summers, Vinny Scholes falling back in the 32 and the 62. Oh, and now the 58's going to get shuffled there as the 27 got underneath. 5 laps to go.
5 laps to go, and look at the 45 of Harvin going 3 wide. About wrecked the 20 of Martin Swain, but they kept it together. 3 wide for third with the 45, 20, and 58. Lakin Herndon is now up here after being in the back for most of this one. And yeah, you can see in the back there, Connie and Blake, they're losing pace here. I don't think they're going to stay in this pack much longer, as now Herndon's 3 wide with McCarran and Clark, and Martin's looking for the lead on Alnina Kim. And we're coming to 4 laps to go at the line. Oh, Lawrenson. Oh, no. This is getting too close for comfort.
And a couple years ago, Simon Lawrenson was fighting for a transfer spot when he spun off the front bumper of Sky and Jetta, caused them both to miss the Lumen 500. Lawrenson not looking for a repeat of that. 4 laps to go. It is still the pair of Toyotas, Holly Martin and Alnina Kim out in front, and they're 3 wide throughout the pack. Last transfer spot is still the 65, but I believe that has changed hands now as the inside lane is making a charge underneath. And yeah, that is bad news for Lulu Connie, who is looking like she's going to miss her 4th consecutive Lumen 500, and Ashley Blake, who got spun out by her teammate, Bridget Brousseau, is still trying to fight for a transfer spot, but she's still got a ways to go before she gets there. But she has some time to try and make it up, and Isabella Fitzmaurice, who restarted in 17th, has found her way back up, knocking on the door of the top 5 again. This 80 car is very fast. There's a reason why she qualified in 3rd, and there's a reason we call her one of the best super speedway racers that we've got. But Charlie McCarran's got a shot at this win as well, as she drafts up to the back of Swain and Kim, who are fighting for 2nd in front. Is she going to try and force it 3 wide? I don't know if she's got enough momentum to do it, but she is going to try. Maybe going to get a push from Fitzmaurice. She will stick the nose underneath 3 wide. That's exactly what the 27 of Holly Martin wants to see.
And I'm looking in the back there as well. Jack Gino was in the back, way back in 23rd or 21st place. I think Gino's going to have to pray for a miracle from duel number 2, but up at the front, we're coming to 2 laps to go. Martin leads McCarran and Fitzmaurice. Lake and Herndon's there on the inside. And McCarran looking for the lead, but watch the 80 of Fitzmaurice as well. They're going to almost go 3 wide, but McCarran sticks it inside and takes the lead away from Holly Martin. Herndon, Lawrence, and Gray, Everett. Look at all these drivers up here trying to fight for this Duel 1 win.
Yes, Simon Lawrence and Latanya Gray, they've definitely wanted this kind of run. Here comes Lawrence going to try and make it 3 wide to the inside on the 10 car. A checker flag racing car won Duel number 1 last year with Damon Kirby. They're going to try and make it 2 in a row. But the other Duel winner, Isabella Fitzmaurice, is up here as well. They're going to take the white flag. 1 lap to go. Latanya Gray's going to push it 3 wide on the final lap. But it's McCarran who will take the white flag in the lead. 3 cars slightly out ahead of the pack as they battle behind. Sasequa currently is in 16th. Bridget Brousseau actually has the final transfer spot right now. Can she hold on to it? But who is going to get the win of this duel? It's going to be McCarran, Martin, and Fitzmaurice fighting for it, but all the help is up top. Charlie McCarran in the number 85 is in the best position here. Side by side behind between Fitzmaurice and the 27 of Martin. If Fitzmaurice has enough of a run, she's going to have to look to the inside now, and here she comes. Down to the inside for the number 80. But McCarran's going to pull off the block, and Charlie McCarran wins duel number 1, and the final transfer spot is going to go to Kate Summers in the number 32 car. Joanna Clark barely missed out on it.
And look who's 12th. Gino made it. Right after I said he might have to pray for a miracle, he dragged that 81 into 12th place and into the Lumen 500 on merit. Unbelievable.
Absolutely. But there are some unfortunate drivers in the back here. Paula Sasiqua, I mean, she is lucky that she won the pole. That's all I'm going to say. Duncan Ward will likely not make the Lumen 500. Actually, I think he won't make the Lumen 500. Tamron Bellinger in the 65 is going to miss yet another race this year. Lulu Connie and Ashley Blake both... Well, I don't want to say Blake is out yet, but it's going to be very unlikely that she makes the race. She's going to need a miracle in Duel 2. Lulu Connie, though, is out for the 4th year in a row. You hate to see it for her. I mean, one of these times she's got to make it. But drivers that needed a race in, Isabella Fitzmaurice, Latanya Gray, Bridget Brousseau, they ended up with top 10s here, so good runs for all of them as you see the final results. Andrew Kreider as well just barely slips in with a P13, so he will get to race in the number 91 as well. But Darian, what did you think of that first duel? There was quite a lot that happened.
That was a lot more than I expected would happen, to be honest. I did not think we would see that much action in the first duel of the night, but we did, and unbelievable stuff. Fantastic driving from Charlie McCarron to hold the race lead at the end. And Bridget Brousseau, it's not going to be a fun team meeting anyway because Ashley Blake came home in 24th, but she is in to the Lumen 500 on Thursday with that 9th place finish, so it's high highs and low lows, I feel like, for Blake Everett Motorsports right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Bridget Brousseau will be racing in her first Lumen 500. Ashley Blake is going to have to sweat it out in duel number 2, and where she is in owner points, I am not feeling good about her chances, but you never know what could happen in that second duel. But, I mean, we got some drivers that we got to say goodbye to. Duncan Ward, Tamron Bellinger, Lulu Connie came up short here. Looked like Duncan Ward had a good shot at it, but ended up falling back towards the end and did not end up getting that transfer spot. In sharp contrast to his teammate, Simon Lawrenson, who managed to climb up to P5, and he's going to be racing in his first Lumen 500 since season 2, I believe. So that's good for him. And another driver that might be in trouble is the 2 of Kobe Hollenbeck, who's 24th in owner points. But
I was just thinking about that, yeah, because there are some drivers down there who I was thinking about before the show started that if they got down there, they're in big trouble. Hollenbeck, one of them. Another one I thought it was JT Boyd in that 77 car. 19th place is not fantastic. Obviously, Jacob Lopez didn't make it, but he does have the owner's points provisional. So Lopez will be racing on Thursday, but not a great showing here from duel number 1 for the 50 team.
But he was up there towards the front, towards the end. But again, he just got shuffled back, just like Duncan Ward did, and that's just what you see sometimes here in the duels. You'll get cars that are up at the front with like 4 laps to go, and then they end up finishing in 20th. So, that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I do like Hollenbeck's situation a lot better than Blake's. Blake's 29th in owner points. I don't think she's officially been eliminated yet, but again, it's going to take a miracle. She's got to hope that a lot of the full-time cars end up racing in duel number 2. But yeah, that's going to do it for duel number 1. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to bring you to duel number 2 to cap off this Daytona doubleheader. Welcome back to the Lumen 500 duels. We have gotten our duel 2 lineup here on the back straightaway, and Darian, that was a pretty crazy duel number 1. After witnessing what happened, what does that kind of tell you about how duel 2 is going to play out?
Considering some of the drivers we have in this duel, we have a lot more drivers locked into the Lumen 500, and a lot more drivers who are attempting to make it in for probably the first time this season, or the only time this season, make it to the big dance. Despite how chaotic Duel 1 was, I feel like we're going to see more of the same, if not more, chaos here in Duel number 2, because I I'm nervous after Duel 1, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are a lot of drivers that are sharing that sentiment and are very nervous as they've watched from the garage area in duel number 2. You've got Joanna Clark, who's 16th in owner points, Ashley Blake, Kobe Hollenbeck, and GT Boyd. Something I failed to mention in the first duel, Ashley Blake did set the 5th fastest qualifying time, so if it comes down to it, she can use that to fall back on and get into the show. Ashley Blake's going to be the biggest fans of JB Chanot, uh, Tim Berry, and Kevin Dupont, as she's hoping those 3 race in. She can get in if Chanot doesn't, but, just to be safe, all the cars ahead of her in the timesheet. But yeah, there's a lot of drivers that are going to be sweating here in duel number 2, both on the track and off the track, as they pay attention to what happens next. Starting on the front row here, we're going to go over your starting lineup. Adrienne Fearson is locked in. She has no worries here. She is starting on the front row in the Lumen 500. Alongside her is the 29 car of JB Chanot. Row number 2, another possible benefit of the qualifying time spot that opens up if the 1 and the 98 make in. JC Kreider, who had sixth place qualifying time in single car quali. So we'll see if Kreider can make her first Lumen 500. Alongside her is the 18 car of Zach Dearman. And this starts a run of 3 cars, including the entirety of row 3, George Bryan and Tyler Landry, who are all locked in on owner points, but they don't want to take those owner point provisionals. They want to start up towards the front of the field. So we're going to see how they end up playing and how aggressive they're going to be here in duel number 2. Row number 4, Kevin Dupont can fall back on the past champions provisional if Tim Berry races his way in and he doesn't. But of course, he's not going to want to use that provisional. He's going to want to start higher up than that. And you got the number 6 car of Lori Jackson, the only one of the McPickey Motorsports cars who was not locked into the field, and she's pretty far down in the owner points, I believe 33rd, or at least somewhere around there. So it'll be interesting to see. All of the McPickey cars are in this duel. We'll see if they maybe try to work together to make sure Jackson makes the race. But it's NR2003, and we just saw a pair of teammates wreck each other for position in Duel 1, so I wouldn't expect that to happen. Damon Kirby in the number 70 alongside the 99 of Akiya Tajima. Kirby won his duel last year. We'll see if he can do the same in that 70 car. Tim Berry in the number 1 is locked into the field based on the past champions provisional, but again, he's going to want to not take that if he can make it happen. And alongside him is the 8 of Darren Walker, who's very far down in the owner points, so he's going to really want to race his way in, because that qualifying time is definitely not going to be good enough either. Then we got both of the Taps siblings, older sister Haley Taps and younger brother Corbin Taps in the same row, both in very different positions. Corbin Taps is locked into the field. Haley Taps has no owner points and must race her way into the field. Then you got the 40 of Adrian Wheeler and the 33 of Riley Pearson, who had a solid qualifying run last time, but it's not going to be good enough to fall back on if necessary. So she is going to have to pull off some miracles. We've seen this team do it before with Cheryl Simmons. We'll see if Pearson can maybe race her way into the Lumen 500 to make her first LSCI start. Then it's the 24 car of Cooper Spur, who's also in the danger zone, alongside the 41 of Karina Willis-Callaway, who is also in the danger zone. 2 of the worst full-timers in points need to step it up here in the duel. Then it's the 88 car of Billy Smith and the 19 of Jake Sidney. Got the 5 car of Cassidy Jones, who needs to hustle, and the 15 of Nathan Buchanan. And on the final row is a couple other drivers that are going to need to move it here. The 55 of Michael Harbin, last year's pole sitter, and the 64 car of Lucas Forster. Once again, it'll be 20 laps. Pit stops will not be an issue, but we might get a couple of cautions. We'll see how this race plays out. I feel like it's going to be pretty similar to the first one, all things considered. So let's see how it turns out.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the field will roll off of the backstretch here in duel number 2. And Darian, after what we saw in duel number 1, who do you think is going to win in duel number 2?
I chose the front row in general for Duel 1. I'm actually I'm going to cheat again and pick 2, but I'm not picking the front row. I'm picking a pair of teammates. I'm looking at Streamline Racing here. I'm looking at JC Kreider, Damon Kirby. Those are my drivers I'm really looking at here in this one. Kreider needs a good run to make the Lumen 500. She can't rely on points. And Damon Kirby, he won his duel last year. I think Streamline Racing is a force to be reckoned with here in duel number 2.
Both starting on the inside in the first 5 rows, so they're starting in pretty good spots here. Of course, JC Kreider, after Ashley Blake failed to qualify or failed to race in last time, cannot rely on her qualifying time anymore, so she's going to have to race in. But Adrienne Fearson and the 29 of JB Chanot will lead them to the green. We are underway for duel number 2 here at Daytona. And JC Kreider is wasting no time. She's going to make it 3 wide on lap 1.
What in the world?
She got the big push from Tyler Landry, and that 78's going to go to the race lead off of turn number 2 on the first lap. That car was wicked fast in qualifying, but we'll see if it has the same race pace. Looks like she's going to lose the lead here in turn 3 as she goes to the outside, and it's a mess in the back as they are all over the place trying to get into formation. Oh, Dearman thought about moving. He thought about moving to the inside, but the gap closed up. But up in the front, it's Tyler Landry and Lori Jackson in the 6 car.
Why are they already trying to wreck each other? It is lap 2.
Landry came across the line to lead lap number 1. Darren Walker, Corbin taps, Haley taps on the inside lane, trying to make it work and shuffle their way up towards the front of the pack. Walker will clear for P2. But the Tap siblings, 2 very good super speedway racers right there, are nose to tail trying to make some moves on the inside. And they're bringing the 33, the 24 with them. Couple of drivers that really need a good run in this duel to make the race. Off to a good start, but there's still a lot of racing left to go.
I mean, it's pretty calm with the top 2, Landry and Walker, but everyone else, it's a madhouse like it was in duel number 1. It is 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, multiple rows, and the top 4 are just single file. They're just staying calm, but now Tap's going to look to the inside. Haley's going to go outside, leaving her brother behind, and that might cost Corbin Taps here. Yeah, that's going to hurt Haley Taps here, because now Jackson gets lined up with her teammate, and Landry, the other McPicky car, is leading the field, but the 4th McPicky car, Tim Barry, is in 24th!
Yeah, he's got that past champions provisional to fall back on, but yeah, I mean, I know he doesn't want to take that provisional, and that's bad news for Ashley Blake right now, but he's going to have to hurry. He's only ahead of the 64 of Forrester. DuPont is back here as well, so those 2 cars that could possibly take that provisional, not up to the greatest of starts, but again, it's very early in the duel. You can definitely make your way from the front to the back and from the back to the front. So we'll see how this plays out. 3 wide. Haley Taps gets put up to the outside. Riley Pearson is in the middle in that 33 car. Damon Kirby made that move, and he is zooming on the inside lane. He's going to put himself up into the top 5 in the 70 car.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Damon Kirby is so strong here at Daytona. And we know that Streamline Racing is fast here at Daytona as well. Home track, base of operations for Streamline Racing. Kreider's in the back, but, you know, we're only on lap 5. It's not the end of the world to be at the back right now. Lori Jackson looking for 2nd place on Darren Walker. We'll see if she can get to the inside. Yes, she will. Pushed by Damon Kirby. Also got Cooper Spur there in the 24, along with Nathan Buchanan, Cassidy Jones.
Cassidy Jones. Buchanan and Jones started out back here. Cassidy Jones is go or go home. She has to race in, and she's doing a good job so far in that number 5. Oh, that's not what you want to see. David Kirby's forcing it under Lori Jackson, but they hang on, and they file back out to 3 wide, almost push the issue there, and if that had caused the 6 to spin, that could have been the entire field.
And we heard the big one. That would have been the massive one here in Duel 2. That would have been catastrophic for everyone. But they stay together, And Jackson stays in second place. Cooper Spur in third, now looking for second.
Landry and Jackson are doing a great job of controlling the field right now. This is exactly what McPicky Motorsports wants. That 6 car was the only one of concern in terms of making the field. And they've got her right where they want her, up in P2. But Cooper Spur and Nathan Buchanan are going to break them up. And Spur is going to try and power up to the lead in the number 24. That car is very low down in owner points. He needs a good run as well. So this is definitely good news for him. But here comes the defending Lumen 500 winner, Jake Sidney, as well as Karina Willis-Callaway, who's also way down the owner point sheet. And she has found her way into the top 10. Right now, as they run, the last transfer spot is the 18 of Zach Dearman, but that has changed since then. That's only what it was at the last lap. Oh, the 41's getting pushed to the outside.
Oh my goodness.
She's getting turned.
Oh, no!
Walker, Corbin Taps, and the 3 of George Bryan all involved in the pileup. And that is going to be it for Connie Twins Motorsports. Neither one of their cars are going to make the Lumen 500, and it's looking very bad for Darren Walker as well.
We were talking before we got to duel number 2, Brennan, about what would happen if Corbin Taps or George Bryan were to get involved in an accident and how much that could hurt Joanna Clark especially. Well, it's happened on lap number 8. Bryan and Taps, they're wrecked. They're out of duel number 2.
That is going to be bad news. Ashley Blake did not want to see that. Kobe Hollenbeck did not want to see that. JT Boyd did not want to see that. But
actually,
Karina.
I think this actually helps Ashley Blake, I'm pretty sure, because that helps Tim Barry out, does it not? It helps out Tim Barry and Kevin DuPont.
It does help Barry in terms of freeing that spot up in terms of the qualifying. So I suppose so, but
it's not the end of the world for Blake because she doesn't have to rely on owners points. I don't think it's possible for her to get in on owners points, to be quite honest. She has to get in through qualifying. She needs the 1 and the 98 to make this race on merit.
Yeah, so maybe that wasn't the worst for her, but oh man.
But for everyone else that was looking on in horror, Clark, Hollenbeck, and Boyd, that is worst case scenario for them.
Man, that is awful for Connie Twins Motorsports. They were already struggling as a team. Neither of their cars is going to make the Lumen 500, it appears. I don't think they're going to fix that 41. I don't think we're going to see any Cheryl Simmons Season 3 type racing a wrecked car into the top 10. There's just too much in there. She got turned. They were going 4 wide in turn 3. I don't remember who forced the issue. I think it was DuPont. We're going to have to check. They're going to try and fix it. And Corbin Taps has retired from the race. And I believe, yes, Walker and Bryan are also out, but they're going to try and fix this 41. Who knows? Maybe there will be another crash. She'll miss it. And just by being on the track, she'll end up getting a spot. So maybe not quite over for the 41, but it's going to be a very, very tough road to get back in it. And she's going to need a miracle, I think.
One driver that we definitely know that will not be racing on Thursday, Darren Walker, I believe that 8 car is officially out of the Lumen 500
huge.
at DNF.
Darren Walker, championship contender last year. He's been a championship contender his whole career. Never mind that. 2-time second place finisher in the Lumen 500. And he's going to be out of it. He's not even going to make the race.
And that's heartbreaking, too, because his teammate, Charlie McCarron, won Duel 1.
Yeah.
Like, that is just unbelievable to think. Like, that is unbelievable to think about that someone like Darren Walker, we won't be seeing him on Thursday.
Yeah, that's sometimes how it goes at Daytona. The best drivers don't always make the race. You've got to be lucky, too. And unfortunately for Darren Walker, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and ended up getting caught up in this. There are a couple cars that did help. The cars that maybe we don't think of quite like fast enough to make it on speed, like the 33 or the 64. That's a few less cars they got to worry about in the pack. So less cars that they got to pass to get a spot.
We went from 24 cars being in this race to 21, and if the 92 finishes outside the top 15 or in the top 15, it's top 16 that make it. So you're only got to have to worry about 5 cars, realistically. Like, if you're someone like Harvin or Forrester this is actually huge for you because you no longer have to worry about arguably 3 of the fastest cars here today, and Brian, Taps, and Walker.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how that ends up shaking out, that cutoff battle. But big crash in turn number 3, taking out 3 cars and involving 4. We're going to show you what happened to bring out the yellow, and then we'll get you back to the restart here at Daytona. Well, here is the crash here on lap number 9 that brought out the first caution of the race. Bit of a tight 3-wide situation there between the 70, the 41, and the 98. And the 41 goes for a hole that is not there, collects the 3 and the 8, nowhere for them to go. Same with the 16. DuPont sideswipes the 41 after the fact as well. And just really, really unfortunate there for Karina Willis-Callaway. Kind of self-inflicted, but still a tough break. Corbin Taps runs into the 41, causing more damage to both their cars. And that is a lot of wrecked race cars there. And unfortunately for Karina Willis-Callaway and Darren Walker, that is going to be the end of their hopes of making the Lumen 500. Tough break there for Connie Twins Motorsports, the double D&Q for them. A couple of years ago, they entered 4 cars and 3 of them missed the show. So that team has not had a good history with the Lumen 500. And Darren Walker, it's kind of hard to believe that he's probably not going to make this race. I don't see him getting an owner point spot with how low he is. And just getting caught up in that, nothing he could have done there. He definitely, I feel like, had a car that easily could have made the race, but just bad luck there for Darren Walker.
And yeah, it just, when you get so tight here at Daytona, there's nowhere really to go, and we see it there. Karina Willis-Callaway, Damon Kirby, Kevin DuPont, and then just mayhem in turn number 3, taking out George Bryan, Corbin Taps, Darren Walker. But at least with Taps and Bryan, they're locked into the Lumen 500, but this complicates so many things with them taking up owners point spots, I feel. And I don't think that Walker is going to make it, but it's not impossible. If something was to go perfectly right, it's not impossible, but Walker's going to need a miracle to race on Thursday at this point.
Welcome back here at Daytona, wrapping up our first caution of the race. That took out 3 very strong competitors, Corbin Taps, Darren Walker, and George Bryan, and will likely send Darren Walker packing for the Lumen 500. But we've still got half the duel to go. Pace car's going to pull into the pits. Tyler Landry has led every lap so far. Cooper Spur, Nathan Buchanan, Laurie Jackson, and Jake Sidney round out the top 5. Green flag is back in the air. We are underway once again here at Daytona, and Cooper Spur is wasting no time trying to get past the 66 of Tyler Landry. And in the back there, Cassidy Jones is taking him 3 wide. She wants to get herself into the top 5. She's got the help from Kirby and Dearman on the inside, and that's going to shuffle Jackson up to the 3rd lane. But here comes Cooper Spur with the help from Nathan Buchanan. Maybe not help from Buchanan. Buchanan's going to try and look 3 wide for the race lead, and that's going to bring everybody back into it.
And 3 wide for the lead here with Buchanan, Spur, and Landry. How like it of Cooper Spur to immediately send it 3, or to immediately go for the lead after a restart here. But now Buchanan has the lead. He's got help from Damon Kirby and Zach Dearman. And I'm noticing a distinct lack of 41 car in this lead pack.
Yeah, I don't think Karina Willis-Callaway, again, I think she's going to be banking on
Lord.
another accident. She's very off the pace. I don't think there's enough laps to disqualify the slow cars like that. So, again, she's just going to be banking on another accident here. But that's probably going to be it for Karina Willis-Callaway. But Damon Kirby is going to bring the Streamline Racing number 70 up into the lead. Look at that inside lane, though. Kevin DuPont, Haley Taps, and Riley Pearson's trying to pull off the miracle. I mean, she stayed mixed in this pack the entire time. This 33 has actually been pretty fast. So she's just got to hold on to that spot for a little bit longer. But here come the Hondas. Kevin DuPont and Haley Taps are going to take Kirby 3 wide. And this pack is all jumbled up as we head into the closing stages of the duel. Right now, the final transfer spot is the 6 of Laurie Jackson. So she is falling back into the danger zone. Look at the 64 of Lucas Forrester. He got a huge run and is now mixed into the bottom lane. He's got a shot to make the Lumen 500.
Another thing, look at Haley Taps go. You can defeat one Taps, but you can't take both of them out. Haley Taps in second place looking for the lead on Kevin DuPont.
I mean,
First
look
time
at
we've
this. You
seen
got
Haley Taps this season.
Riley Pearson, Cassidy Jones, J.C. Kreider, all inside the top 10. Lucas Forrester is charging his way up there. Lots of drivers that we thought maybe were severe underdogs to make the race. And with 7 laps to go, they got a chance to not only make the race, but win the duel. And Haley Taps is going to move her way into the lead, getting past her teammate Kevin DuPont. She's
Here
got
comes
a Kia
Barry.
Tajima and JC Kreider behind. And something that Ashley Blake really likes seeing. The 1 and the 98 are both well within the top 15. If they can hold that spot, Blake will be able to fall back on her qualifying time to make the race. Here comes JC Kreider, taking it 3 wide for P2.
Taps went top to bottom so quickly there. She is defending like her life depends on it. Here in duel number 2. Here comes Tim Barry in the 1, pushed by Lucas Forrester. Forrester is into the top 5. After
Lucas
qualifying
Forrester.
in 48 of 48, Lucas Forrester's 3 wide for 3rd.
Here comes Lucas Forrester, the slowest car, qualifying by a mile, and he's got a shot at it. We said during his qualifying lap that anything can happen in the duels, and he is proving it right here. He took advantage of that caution to get mixed back into this pack, and coming to 5 laps to go, he is fighting for his life in that Miller Motorsports Chevy. But the top 3 is Haley Taps, JC Kreider, and Akia Tajima. Things are all topsy-turvy here in this duel. Tajima looks to the inside lane on Kreider to try and take the 2nd spot, while Haley Taps continues to defend in the NASA Honda. 4 laps to go here, and things have been completely upended in this duel.
It's 5 to go, actually. We're on lap 16 of 20, and I do wonder, where's Karina Willis-Callaway in all of this? Because we know she's slow, but where's she at on the track out of turn 4? Oh, this might be an issue.
We might actually have to black flag her, which will be terrible for her. We're gonna hold off as long as we can, but we're gonna not mess with any lap cars getting involved in this battle for the win and the battle for the transfer. But Akia Tajima's got his Toyota buddies down there with him. Adrian Fierce to JB Chanot, but now they're gonna go underneath Akia Tajima. They're 3 wide for the lead once again. The 96 and the 78 and the 64, I believe, are getting shuffled up to the outside. This is not what they want to see. They gotta at least get down to the inside. That's what Kreider and Forrester do, but Taps is still up there. That could be bad news for them. They're running out of time. But Adrian Fierce has found herself back up in the front. Hey, if she wins the duel, I mean, I think that's the first race that she's ever won. So maybe would that count? I'm curious to know, but looks like she's going to be side by side with JB Chanot for the lead now as we approach 3 laps to go. And I will have the DQ ready for the number 41. I don't know if she's going to get that yellow.
I don't think we have a choice here. With 4 laps to go, yeah, they're so close to her. I think they're going to catch her on lap 20.
Going to keep her out there for... No, I think we're going to send her in. So that's going to be it for Karina Willis-Callaway, unfortunately. But here comes Billy Smith in the 88. The Season 3 Lumen 500 winner. He started in 19th, and look who's back up here. We said she was in trouble earlier, but Laurie Jackson's back up to the front. She's got Adrian Wheeler and Tyler Landry behind. Meanwhile, further back, Cassidy Jones, Riley Pearson are in danger right now. Michael Harbin, Kevin DuPont is back here. That's not what the 36 wants to see.
Dearman's back there as well.
Yeah, Zach Dearman as well. Some drivers that are high up in owner points, that could have some ramifications on the cutoff. Right now, Riley Pearson has the last transfer spot, fighting for her life in that 33 car. But Adrian Wheeler is not going to take over the lead, and it's a legion of Chevys at the front with a lap and a half left to go. I couldn't tell you who's going to win this race or who's going to make the field. It is going to be tight here all the way to the end.
Here comes Harbin. Harbin's making progress down that 55 car. He was in the last place for the entirety of this run, and now he's finally making progress as they come to the white flag. Barry's falling back. DuPont's falling back. This might be the end for one of our champions.
Here comes the 66 of Tyler Landry. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Landry's going to retake the lead. He had the fastest car in that first run. He got shuffled back on the restart, and he's found his way back up here. But will Buchanan or Kirby have something to say? Last time by, it was the 19 that had the last transfer spot. The 92 might fall out of the top 16, and that'll really shake things up in the transfer spot. Riley Pearson is fighting on the inside lane to try and sneak her way into the race, but Tyler Landry is out all by himself. They're 3 by 3 behind, and it's gonna come down to which lane has the best momentum. Coming out of turn number 4, Tyler Landry is going to win duel number 2. They're going to be 3 wide for second and all throughout the pack, and who's going to make the Lumen 500? The last transfer spot will go to Jake Sidney, just barely over Cassidy Jones.
Oh!
And that's a heartbreaker for the number 5. 1 spot short of making the Lumen 500.
Oh. There are so many heartbreakers there. Cassidy Jones out. Kevin DuPont stays in, but that takes out Ashley Blake.
Lucas Forrester did not make it.
After being so close, is out, and Haley Taps was also so close at the start of that second run. Oh my goodness.
Once again, Double Eagle Racing has pulled off some heroics. Riley Pearson is going to race in the Lumen 500, and so will JC Kreider, finishing 8th for the first time. 4th time was indeed the charm for JC Kreider, and she will join her husband in the field on Thursday. How about that?
Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable. Oh my goodness. Just trying to think about everything that happened in that race. It's all a blur. That was unbelievable all the way around. And now we have to worry about who gets the owner's points provisionals, because we know that DuPont's taking the past champions, but who's in on owner's points? We're going to try and figure that out really quickly here.
Yeah, we're going to try and figure it out live, but Tyler Landry ends up getting the win. Not quite as close as the first duel, but he really had to work to get his way back up there. He definitely had the best car in that duel. Nathan Buchanan will have to settle for second again. Cooper Spur, Damon Kirby. I mean, shout out to Cooper Spur. He needed a good run. He ends up finishing 3rd. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for him. Adrian Wheeler, Michael Harvin, Damon Kirby, Akia Tajima, all up there in the top 10. JC Kreider, Laurie Jackson, Riley Pearson all needed a race in, and they did. Tim Berry will not have to rely on the past champions provisional, which saves Kevin DuPont from potentially missing the field. I mean, there could have been a universe where we had 3 of the Walker Brothers racing cars go home, but thankfully DuPont is in, but 2 of them will be going home. Unfortunately, the NASA machine will not be racing in the Lumen 500, despite her efforts to try and stay up towards the front. I mean, she led laps in this duel and still did not make it. That shows how chaotic things can get here. Cassidy Jones, absolute heartbreaker, 1 spot short of the final transfer spot. And again, that is heartbreaking. 2 of the Kyle Busch tribute cars are likely not going to be racing in the Lumen 500. Okay. The only one that made it was Zach Dearman.
So I'm taking a look here.
Do we have a report on the owner points?
So I'm taking a look here. We know Corbin Taps. We know George Bryan. That's 2 of our 6 spots on that front. We already know that Taps, Willis, Callaway, Jones, Forrester, Bellinger, Connie, and Ward are out. So now it comes down to who's the next highest. So it is, I believe, George Bryan gets the first spot in the number 3 car. I believe Corbin Taps gets the second spot in the number 16.
Yeah.
I believe the 3rd spot goes to Joanna Clark, who was 16th in points.
Yep.
I believe the 4th spot belongs to
JT Boyd.
JT Boyd, yep, JT Boyd. And then Kobe Hollenbeck gets the 5th spot. And I can't believe this, but I think Ashley Blake gets the 6th and final point spot.
Oh my goodness. So what does that do to the qualifying spot? Who's going to get that? Is it Darren Walker?
Well, no, I thought that was DuPont.
No, because DuPont took the past. Yeah, he got the past champions provisional. That's right.
Does that mean it's 40 cars?
No, it
Yeah,
is
so it's
39. No, you're right. You're right. You were right. You were right.
yeah.
So
So
DuPont gets the last spot because he used the past champions provisional. If he did race his way in, then it's
so
possible
that
that Walker could have
means
gotten that spot.
so that means on our DNQs for the 2026 Lumen 500 are Darren Walker, Haley Taps, Karina Willis Calloway, Cassidy Jones, Lucas Forrester, Duncan Ward, Lulu Connie, and Taryn Bellinger.
That's only 8.
Wait a
There,
minute.
there's 39 spots and 48 cars. There should be 9 DNQs. So
Wait a minute. Did I miscount
did
something?
you?
Hold on. This is what happens when you try to do stuff on the fly.
Yeah. This is what happens when you do stuff on the fly.
So hold on
Don't
a
you
minute.
love
Hold
this,
on. Let me
YouTube
double check
watchers?
this here. They get to see me clinically insane live. This isn't the first time this has happened. Okay, so hold on. Let me try something else
Is
here.
it
So
because
Brian,
one of the oh no, it's because Sasequa, or no, not Sasequa, because she
no,
got in from qualifying. Did one of
yeah.
the, I think, was it Jacob Lopez that
Oh
finished
yeah,
low in
Lopez is
Duel
a
One?
point spot. Yeah, wait, Lopez is a point spot. I forgot about
Yeah, so
Lopez.
that means Blake is out.
Yeah, Blake is out. Okay, I'm sorry. I completely forgot about Jacob Lopez. So
Maybe we
Ashley
should have
Blake is out.
maybe we should have marked that with a different color.
Maybe we should have. That's on me. I completely forgot about that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so
I apologize to everyone.
Ashley
Ashley Blake
Blake
is out.
is out, and so is Darren Walker. But so the last point spot went to Kobe Hollenbeck, right?
I believe so, yes.
And he was
Hollenbeck was 24th.
24th in owner
24th,
points.
and Blake was 29th.
Yeah,
The difference in points was about 17 between the two.
yeah. So on your
17
screen now,
points.
on your screen right now, you will see a list of the DNQs after we discussed it. But there you have it. We got some heavy hitters in there for sure. Darren Walker, of course, probably the biggest one. I think that's definitely the biggest surprise to you, Darian, is it?
Yeah, most definitely. I don't think anyone ever expected that we'd see Darren Walker not just miss an LSCI race, but to miss the Lumen 500 after the career he's had is just unbelievable to think about.
Yeah.
Obviously, feel bad for the Connie twins, Motorsports with Willis Calloway, Lou Connie. That is heartbreaking for both of them. Lucas Forster had so much hope there in those final few laps, but
He did
it
an
ended up in
excellent job.
smoke.
He did everything he possibly could to drag that car into the top 5, but just got shuffled out late and was in the wrong spot in the cycle and ended up missing the field anyway. But it was a good effort. It was a good effort anyway. But huge congratulations to some of these drivers that did make the field. Riley Pearson, I don't know if that team was going to survive if they didn't make the race, but they clutched up once again, like we've seen them time and time again do. JC Kreider finally gets into the Lumen 500. That's great to see. I mean, just a lot of good stories in here for sure, to mix in with the heartbreak. For every heartbreak, you do have a good story, a feel-good story to get in there, so that is something to take away from this race, and we definitely got a good mix of both. Darian, what were your final thoughts on the duels here tonight?
That was so much more chaotic than I thought it would be, Brennan. My God. I don't think anyone expected coming into these races tonight that it would have ended the way it did, with so much three-wide racing, so much uncertainty in who would make the field, so much so that we forgot who was in and out at the very end there. And I apologize for messing up on that, but
That's okay. It's all right.
it's just unbelievable to me how much can happen in two 20-lap races when what's on the line is the biggest race of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got your mix of incredible underdog runs, some unfortunate heartbreaks, and just everything in between. But we also got 2 winners here today. Charlie McCarran and Walker Brothers Racing win duel number 1. It was not a good duel for Walker Brothers Racing overall, but they did manage to win duel 1. And Tyler Landry ends up winning duel number 2 for McPicky Motorsports. They had a really good duel number 2, despite having a wrecked number 16 car. They got all their cars in the field, and Barry didn't even need to use the past champions provisional. So, yeah, that was a very fun pair of duels, but that's only the start of the racing this week. Tomorrow, we're going to have the LCI Amateur Series race at Daytona. Last year, that race was an instant classic with Nathan Buchanan almost spinning, making an incredible save in front of the pack, and then ending up going on to win in a photo finish. And then, of course, on Thursday, we're going to have the Lumen 500 from Daytona, the biggest race of the year. And that's going to be an exciting one for sure. We're going to have Darian in the booth for the Lumen 500 as well. And Darian, what are you thinking about the Lumen 500? What are you coming to expect? What are you looking forward to most?
Oh, man. I mean, it's the biggest race of the year, so you're always looking forward to it because of that. It's the jewel in the crown for everyone. The big one, you want to win it. And after everything we've seen this week, or these speed weeks, between qualifying and how insane that was with all the part-time drivers doing good, Paula Sequa, Isabella Fitzmaurice, JC Kreider doing so good in qualifying. Follow that up with the duels, with Charlie McCarron winning Duel 1, with the drama of the Blake Everett teammates wrecking each other in Duel 1, to the absolute insanity that was Duel 2, and trying to figure out who made the race and who didn't. What I'm getting at here is that Thursday, make sure you're tuning in, because this is going to be one you do not want to miss. It's going to be a race to remember.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Lumen 500 has always put on a good show, especially the last 2 years. They've been two of my favorite races that I've ever run. But I'm expecting nothing less from the race on Thursday. But thank you so much, Darian, for coming up in the booth for the duels. And on behalf of Darian Arnsdorf, this is Brendan Wilmington from the Left Turn Network, signing out.